Hi Pisces. Sorry, I'm going to be doing a self-love tarot reading. These are general messages. If it doesn't resonate with you this week, come back next week. Maybe I can help you then. These are self-love readings designed for spirit to showcase areas where we might be letting ourselves down or areas where we need to be more authentic with ourselves. Part of self-love is self-acceptance, and it's hard to accept parts of yourself that you've yet to acknowledge. I do a 6-card spread, Pisces, and the 7th card I do is from Spirit message. I shuffled a whole bunch before we got started, but you know, it never hurts to shuffle again. So, in this first position, Pisces, is going to be how you feel or where you are is when you use the verb star. No, I'm just kidding. How you feel or where you are. In the second position, it's going to be something that Spirit wants you to prioritize. In the third position, it's going to be something that Spirit wants you to deal with. You might have put this on the back burner or thought, you know, I don't have energy or time. I'm going to deal with it later. And Spirit's like, deal with it now. In the fourth position, it's going to be something that Spirit wants you to acknowledge to be more authentic with yourself. We are all multifaceted. And the more aspects of ourselves that we acknowledge, the more complete we're going to be with who we are. In the fifth position, we have something that Spirit wants you to let go of. And in the sixth position, we have something that Spirit wants you to acknowledge. This could be something in your environment that you just didn't notice or you didn't realize was for you. And like I said, the 7th card is going to be Spirit message. Excellent. Pisces, the universe is telling me right now, you are standing in your strength. High five, Pisces. Yes, okay? You know, people don't give us enough credit. I don't think they do. Pisces are incredibly resilient, determined. You know, we can move through anything. We're backed by water energy, and people underestimate water. Have you ever seen a tidal wave? Have you ever seen a flood? Have you ever seen a mudslide? Like, water can do a lot of damage, especially over time. Rivers, have you ever seen the Amazon basin? That is like just been carved out by water over long periods of time. It's amazing. So you're standing in your strength right now. We're in our power. You know, we see this card. She is dejected looking, but it's because she's under this moon right now. She feels like she's alone, but she's not. So she feels like she has to be strong, and she is. Something we need to acknowledge, Pisces, is, or prioritize, is this sense of completion. We finished out something, probably because we were strong, probably in our strength. We stood in our strength, and because of that, something, you know, was completed. We just have to prioritize it. Maybe there is something that's coming to completion, and we just need to finish it out. Something that Spirit wants us to deal with in our environment is this tower. You know, something's going on around you, and Spirit's saying, whatever it is, it's gonna be for our betterment. A lot of the time what ends up happening is that Spirit has been indicating to us in some kind of way to move forward, and we have chose not to. And so now what is happening is that we have bottlenecked up all of this energy, and Spirit's like, okay, you know, and we're just going to be propelled forward. And that comes to us in the form of a tower. A tower could be, you know, your car breaks down in the middle of the freeway. A tower could be a breakup. A tower could be a chipped nail that leads to like an entire day of like some weird shit happening, okay? But universe is saying that there is a tower going on in your environment, and you have chosen up until now to not address it or deal with it. Universe is encouraging you to deal with it now. In this position of something the universe wants you to acknowledge about yourself, to be more authentic, is this sense of justice. Pisces, how does what you want balance out with the purity of your intentions or your actions? Universe is encouraging you to remain balanced, or to come into balance if you are not. I say remained because it's already there, so I don't get the sense that like you are doing too much or you're coming from a bad place. But right now you're in your strength, and universe is encouraging you to stay there. There is some tower going on, and it's important that we remain strong. Universe is saying to let go of this Princess of Pentacles. The Princess of Pentacles is some kind of curiosity about stability, I have the Six of Pentacles, which looks almost like this, but what's falling from the sky is actual pentacles. Here we see these flowers. So maybe you had thought that something would be lucrative in some kind of way, but that it won't turn out that way. And so Spirit is saying, hey, that thing that you thought was going to come out with a lot of money, you have to let it go. It's not going to happen. Dang, Pisces. It's okay though, because like, to be honest, like how many of us, like raise your hand if you're like actually materially, you know, invested. I'm not really. I mean, it would be really, really great to make, you know, above poverty level kind of money. It would be great, but I'm just not really inclined. I feel like people who make that kind of money have to like hustle. They have to be like working pretty hard, right? I don't want to work. No offense, I know that kind of makes me sound lazy, but I'd rather be invested in other things. I need to be, you know, I need to be home at 7:30 in the morning so that I know that my nephews are getting on the bus in time or with everything they need. My 5-year-old nephew, he needs a snack. He goes to kindergarten. He's got to have a fruit roll-up for after nap. Come on. I'd like to be there for him to help him with that. My niece is home during the day, you know. I haven't lived here in like 10 years. I haven't gotten to spend a lot of time with her, so I would like to get to spend time with her. My dog needs to go out for a WALK almost every day. Because of the winter, it was like every once a week, so she's gaining a lot of weight. She needs to go and take these times. I want to put time into myself. I want to do my yoga. I want to go to the gym. I want to do my tarot cards. I want to paint. I want to crochet. I want to, you know, I want to do all these things. And so, yeah, right now, maybe my center isn't around work. You know, maybe I never make like hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, but I live comfortably and I have a chance to explore all the things I want to explore. So this Princess of Pentacles, maybe something that you thought would be lucrative or thought would work out that way, it didn't. So it's not like the end of the world though, right? Because we're interested in a lot of kind of things. What the universe wants you to acknowledge though is that you might need to take some kind of prudence. There might be prudence needed in this situation. If you didn't get a job, if you're not making money at the time, or if whatever didn't work out to be lucrative, then it makes sense that you would want to save money right now. This could be a time for you to not spend a lot. Maybe if there was okay, so we see here the Strength card. And we see this completion. So universe is saying you need to stand in your power. Stay in your power, Pisces, because something has come to an end and we need to prioritize the ending. There is a tower going on. So maybe the tower is coming to an ending, or this ending is sparking a tower. There will be justice or balance. In this situation, you need to remain in balance and fair. Whatever you thought was going to be stable for you, it could have been a job, it could have been some kind of relationship, because relationships can offer stability too. Something you thought would be stable is actually turning out to not be that stable. And because of that, now is a good time to remain prudent, you know? Don't make any tough decisions, don't make any quick decisions, don't make any like irrational purchases, you know? Remain grounded and balanced in that justice energy. The universe is saying that there is something coming towards you swiftly, and we're going to have to be in this defensive mode. I want to just really quickly call your attention to this because she herself has arrows to, you know, fling back, but she is not using her arrows. She is using what looks to be light, you know, like a prism of light. And then the rainbow, I don't know about you, but I always kind of think about love, right? It was God's promise to the world. And that says to me love. And so I see this rainbow of love. And I see here again this emphasis on not fighting fire with fire. There's a tower. There's a sense of completion. But we need to stand in our strength and remain balanced and fair. And when we do fight, you know, it's not tit for tat. We're not, you know, that's what it is. We're not fighting, we're defending ourselves. If there's a moment where we had to stand up for ourselves, we need to take it. But other than that, we shouldn't just be, you know, hurling things at people. Hurt people, hurt people. Healed people, heal people, okay? So instead of like shooting those arrows to hurt somebody else, use your love and your light to defend yourself or to support yourself, okay? Pisces, this is actually really like very straightforward. I like this energy. While I'm unsure of what the tower is, and I do think it's in your environment, I don't get the feeling, I don't get the sense that it has really that much to do with you. I don't know if that makes sense. It could be something happening like outside of you is what I'm trying to say. So like, yeah, it could be your job, but like it's not you know, it's not you, like it's not your health, or it's not your way of thinking about things, or I don't even see it as something that you did in general. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's like way over here and you're like way over there, and I just kind of feel like it's outside your immediate vicinity. Okay, so whatever is happening, it is happening, you're involved, but it's like removed from you. Does that make sense? Let's see. Right, so universe is saying right now that you are holding your own. You're in your strength, Pisces. Continue to focus on that, because that's what's going to lead to this new beginning. Hold your ground, okay? Use your discernment, bae. Trust. Okay, as a Pisces, they say, pardon me, that's so wild. As a Pisces, they say we are on our last iteration of the cycle, right? We're number 12. We've gone through all of these things. I personally believe that my purpose on the planet is to help others with the knowledge that I have gained. But I also believe that my lesson here on Earth is to gain more discernment. I tend to blur the lines, playfully, between reality and fantasy. It does not serve me. No, if that's the next question you were going to ask. It doesn't, actually. I had a long conversation with myself in the shower today. I was like, you just can't act like you just can't, you can't live so much in your fantasy world. You have to at some point look at reality. And so I think for Pisces, one of our biggest lessons on this planet is to be able to see things the way they are, which is discernment. And then from seeing things the way they are, choosing for ourselves what's best. Okay? No one can tell you what's best for you. No one can tell you who you are or how you're going to be. The secret to life is that you can be or do anything you want. Okay? So don't let a tarot reader, don't let your best friend, don't let your mom, don't let your boyfriend, your dad, your high school teachers, don't let them tell you shit about yourself. Okay? They don't know you. You don't know yourself all the way yet either. We are unfolding ourselves as we go, Pisces. But we have to learn discernment. What is right for us? Universe is saying there is a sense of completion, but we are not prioritizing it. This is something that we have to focus on, you know, and let fall through. Let fall. Well, it's not falling apart, actually. They're holding everything together. Something is done, okay? This might be like something that you worked really hard for, like you don't have to work anymore for it. Acknowledging this completion is really going to help you build more self-love, okay? Maybe there was something that happened in the past, and we just are at this point where we have to acknowledge that whatever we did go through or whatever did happen has like come to an end. And that's going to allow us to be more realistic and authentic with ourselves, more realistic and in alignment with what's going on in reality. Integrating ourselves back into reality, Pisces. I really don't know if it's you too. I would love it to get some more Pisces interaction, because like I do know I have two other friends, but one of them is a March Pisces and the other one, well, I never asked her. I guess I could ask her, but like tell me if it's you, because like raise your hand if you disassociate also. Right, so universe is saying that you're in your strength right now, and there is a sense of completion, but there is this tower that you're not acknowledging. To acknowledge this tower, okay, it would bring about a sense of a new day, a new beginning. Yeah, and maybe it will help us to develop better habits, okay? Maybe there's a tower in our environment that maybe it's not that we're just not acknowledging it, but maybe, you know, us not prioritizing it. If something is falling apart, and instead of like allowing it to or playing our part, we're just standing back and we're just letting it happen. That would be us not acknowledging, right, that whatever is happening has come to a completion. This thing has come to an end. And by not acknowledging it, by standing back and letting it happen, maybe that's something that you know, tends to be a pattern or a habit for you. They say that a trauma response and a tower could definitely produce trauma. It could. I mean, it could be something small, like it definitely could, but it also could be something that produces trauma. So I just want you to hear this part. By standing back and not playing a part in what's going on, I do think that this is removed from you. But by standing back and not taking a side or not playing a part, we're building this habit of we learned this habit as we grew, okay? So there are responses to trauma. It's the fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. They used to call it befriend. And those are the ones that are mainly being talked about right now. My trauma response is freeze or flight. I tend to love to run away from things. Bye. And so that is a pattern of behavior, and it comes from a belief system about keeping ourselves safe. Pisces, if you want to talk about belief systems, if you want to talk about, you know, your responses to things and how we can work on them, my email address and my Instagram are in the box below. We can talk about that. But right now I see that this is affecting you. This has affected you in the past, and it is affecting you now to not take a side. And it will continue to affect you in the future. If there is a position to be had or a part to play in this, Pisces, then I would suggest that you do play your part. However, this could also be like, you know, a warning about getting involved in things that aren't necessarily for you. This is a self-love reading, but I do kind of feel like the energy is removed from you, which again is kind of weird. So maybe this is a sense of completion and not putting ourselves in positions that are like, you know, don't really have much to do with us. Please take whatever resonates for you. The universe is saying, though, in this position, yeah, so maybe not taking a side or, you know, or acting out of character, whichever one it is, we have to remain in balance, okay? So if this thing is happening to us, it's important to remain, our heart and our intentions, keeping them balanced, okay? So if we want something, if it's in our heart, then our actions have to be in alignment with that. If we're in our strength and something is coming to a completion, but there is a tower happening, you know, we have to look at our actions too. So let's say that this tower actually isn't removed from you. Let's say you're going through an ending and a breakup in a relationship because there are two people in this completion. If you're going through a breakup and you are not in an abusive environment, physically, mentally, financially, emotionally, any of that, okay? Because I don't condone that, and we should talk, okay? Because that's a belief system that I've had to work my way out of, believing that I deserve to be in that kind of environment. So, if we're going through this tower, if there is a sense of completion, it could be a job. You could be completing a job, or you could be in a relationship, or anything like that. But if there is this sense of completion, then don't act out of character for yourself. If this person has been speaking out against you, and you're not that kind of person, don't speak out against them. If this person has been unfaithful, you don't have to be unfaithful. You don't have to change yourself. If your intention in this tower is to get out of the relationship, move in ways that will release you from this energy, not that'll keep you entrapped or entangled, right? Remain just. If the situation is something that doesn't really have anything to do with you, so say you're in your strength right now, while something comes to completion and there is a tower away from you, like once removed, like cousins, right, or whatever, it might not have anything to do with you. And so remaining fair and impartial and imbalanced might be better in this situation. So let's say, it could even not even be you. Maybe you are at home and your parents are going through a divorce. Their relationship has come to an end, and there is a tower, there is tension, there is a struggle in your house while, you know, everything is being divided and separated and people are moving out or moving on. And, you know, people expect you to take a side. Don't do that to yourself. Whatever you choose, they'll be unhappy no matter what. Yeah. So just do what feels right to you. Okay. If you want to remain in balance, remain in balance. If you want to choose a side, just make sure that it matches your heart's intentions, right? The universe is saying sacred space here, okay? If there's a tower going on, it does make total sense to take space. If you're going through a tower, you need to deal with it, but you can deal with it in like taking space. Getting yourself out of a toxic situation. I'm not saying that the situation is toxic, but I am saying that there is a lightning bolt here, and so it wouldn't be conducive to your health to stay in the tower any longer. You would have to move away from it. Also, emotional space, Pisces. If there is something that has come to a completion, as a Pisces, I know that we're going to overthink it. So if we're busy overthinking it anyway, really pay attention to why the tower fell. Really. Historically, towers don't just fall for no reason. They fall because they were attacked. They fell because of, unstable foundation. They fell because they were in a place that was frequented by lightning, right? So we look at those things and we learn from experience, and then we don't repeat the same pattern. So if we're going to rebuild a tower, we don't build it on a place that has faulty foundation, a place that's often struck by lightning. We've learned from that. And so in that way, we give ourselves space. Yes, this is what happened in the past, but I myself have changed. I wouldn't act that way again. And because I've changed, I wouldn't get myself into those situations. So giving ourselves space is a great way to maintain balance. Pisces, whatever's happening to you, it might feel like a burden, okay? But again, even if you're safe in the situation and your intuition tells you that, whatever you're going through is safe for you, then I do recommend remaining in balance. If it's not safe, the situation isn't safe, I would definitely recommend getting away from it. But there are a lot of lessons that we learn as we go, and I think this is just one of those things that you have to see through. Not see through crystal clear, but see you have to see what happens with this, okay? And I think that to see it, you have to remain in balance. Fair. The universe says they want you to let go of this sense that something was stable. So maybe you did put all your eggs in one basket, and you were really depending on that tower, and that was your sense of stability, but that has come down. And so universe is saying that you don't want to rebuild the same tower in the same place, okay? Whatever you thought was stable wasn't actually, and so now it's time to find something more stable. You were, like I said, I think you're learning a lesson here that the universe is teaching you about how to deal with these situations, but maintaining your strength, being in your strength, and honestly really focusing on your heart and your intentions, okay? Feminine energy, right? Yes. So really getting in touch with like I said, being in touch with your heart. Self-love is about reshaping these patterns, and as we grow up, we learn to either give and give and give. Most Pisces, I would honestly say, most Pisces are givers. We give and we give and we give and give and give, and then we learn after it's too late, after we've almost exhausted ourselves, that the other person isn't going to give back. Okay, in order to move ahead, in order to grow, we have to let go of the sense that what we wanted was stable, and that we were right. I'm really sorry. I know it's hard sometimes, but we were not right in that situation. And so now we have to go and really get in touch with our feminine energy. Again, we should always be in contact with our feminine energy, but now we really have to look at where we want to regrow or rebuild that tower, but that's going to come from a lot of inside. Where can we build it that'll be safe? Who can we build it with that will also be safe? There are people around us to help us. So getting in touch with your feminine energy, looking at what you want, your desires will tell you where to build, and your intentions will tell you how to build, okay? Universe is saying, but at this time, really just let that tower fall, and then really take time, be prudent with your time about rebuilding it, okay? Yeah. Move towards truth, because truth is really what's going to set you free. So if you build this foundation, or this tower on shaky foundation, when we move forward in the future, look for a true foundation. Look for the truth, okay? I highly recommend the truth. This is going to really help you grow. This is really going to give growth to the situation. When you find the right foundation and you decide to build in a place that's like healthier, from a healthier place, you know, your tower is going to be able to grow. It's not like a tree, but I keep thinking of it like a tree. It's not. But it will be more stable, right? The universe is saying that if in this situation you do have to defend yourself, if you cannot remain balanced, then you're gonna have to defend yourself with love, okay? She has those other arrows she could shoot back, but she isn't right now. She's protecting herself from a place of love. It says swiftness on that Eight of Wands, and traditionally the Eight of Wands is those wands flying through the field, coming at you quickly. But here we have to clarify that it's going to be slow and steady. So defending your position from a place of balance is actually pretty hard. The problem with this is that we learn, you know, those patterns of like responding, so giving away and giving away, but we learn a pattern of reaction. You know, someone says something, so we react. Somebody says something, we react. And now we have to learn to respond. And I think that we have to learn to respond in a loving way. And so, yeah, that is going to take time, you know, to reshape those patterns. But, you know, Pisces, I really see that I really see here that, you know, not that we're going to be unfazed, but whatever happens, we're coming out like untouched, basically. That's another reason I kind of feel like this is a problem removed from you. It definitely 100% could be, but I just get that sense of like it's something going on around you, if that makes sense. Yeah. This could be a struggle, whatever it is, Pisces. Or just like reshaping those habits, right? Reshaping habits is always a struggle, and that's only because we have learned one thing one way. Like, have you ever had somebody try to introduce you to like new information? Like maybe somebody tells you like, oh, you fold your towels like that? That's the wrong way. And then they show you how they fold their towels, and you're like, they. No, that's wrong, right? Or they make their bed in a different way. It's not, I mean, technically that is like the definition of like prejudice. Technically it is. It's seeing somebody do something in a way that you are unaccustomed to and believing that their way is wrong. And we do that, and it kind of leads to like a lot of intercultural problems. Okay, so imagine this to yourself, right? We all come from a culture. I'm from America, so I'm Americanized. That's my culture. But I am also an individual who has experienced all these other things and has my own like inside jokes with myself and my own system of doing things and my own pattern of beliefs. Therefore, I am a culture unto myself. By myself, I am a culture. And the way that I have learned to do things and my system of belief designs the way that I interact with other people. Now imagine that you yourself are also your own culture, and I have to learn to interact with you. The way you do things will be foreign to me. The Legos spill all over the living room, and you go, ah! And I go, oh my God. Okay? Your reaction is going to be different than mine because we've built different ideologies, belief systems, okay? But I'm going to stay strong in my beliefs because that's just what it is. That's just what happens. I don't like you, or I don't dislike you because you do things your own way. I dislike you because you don't do things my way. And that leads to all sorts of problems, really. Discrimination and stuff. I did my thesis on that. Anyway, so Pisces, right now I'm just going to give you a brief recap, and the recap is that right now you are standing in your strength. You might feel alone, you might be under the illusion that you're alone, but you are still standing in your strength. The universe is saying there is a sense of completion about a situation, or there is a tower that has come to fall, and that has come to a completion. You need to remain balanced, okay? If this is a tower that affects you, don't let it break you down. Don't, just jump off that deep end. try to remain, you know, in alignment with your heart's desires. Keep your actions in alignment with your heart's desires throughout this entire situation. You might have thought you could depend on something, but the universe is saying, hey, be careful right now. Don't just, you know, go about willy-nilly depending on things. This change is going to happen really quickly, and if you cannot remain imbalanced, you have to defend yourself with love from a place of where your heart is coming from. Okay, Pisces, that is what I have for you. If it makes sense, great. If you want a free pre-recorded personal reading, let me know. Email address is in the box below, and so is my Instagram. I hope that helps, and that you guys have a great day.